Riza, did you get like an email from Lewis Clark or anything?
No.
Well, we'd
Did
like
you
to
check?
see. Yeah.
I don't need to check. I have my
Oh,
Moby
yeah,
in
you're
my...
right. Yeah, you're a cyborg.
Well, if it's okay, we'd like you to prepare a room with a single zombie in it, please, for us and the delegate.
I have not received any messages from Lord Clark, and I have been trying to reach him for days.
I hate to say it, but she kind of like pulls Simone over and whispers, I didn't really ask him for permission, like all this, you know?
We didn't?
Not really.
Oh, that wasn't a problem.
Oh, the one room with nothing else in it with a zombie, please?
Well, for the good of these poor souls, I suppose I can help to further any research. Just do not dissect him, please.
Oh,
I mean, that seems easy enough, right? And you two looks to triple cross, right? We just don't have to get into their robot guts. We could just
I mean, he
do a scan.
kind of leans over like, I might have to.
I mean, I guess we put them back together pretty quick. I don't know.
How
We'll
about
see.
we-
We'll see. We'll play it by ear. We'll see how far we get.
Let's not dissect until we do this last choice.
Let's not dissect at all. These are thinking, feeling beings, despite their outer appearances. I even had one weep when I read poetry to him.
Maybe he didn't like the poetry. But that would
Yes.
still indicate a soul.
We'll try not to dissect.
No, we won't dissect them. We'll run
I mean, I might have
whatever the cyborg equivalent of a diagnostic
I
scan
might
is.
have to like dissect them.
We'll figure it out. And you two just kind of slowly puts his hand over Triple Cross's mouth as he's mumbling. We'll figure it out.
Someone's kind of agreeing with him.
Roku kind of hops up and down in place for a second. All right, what am I gonna do? What do you guys need from me? Like, how am I gonna help? You know, what do you need me to like bust somebody in their fucking shit?
I think it would be pretty cool if you also tried out the 36.
Yeah, actually, do you want to try the 36
No,
chambers?
no,
It looks
you
pretty
He just
wild.
said that it's a bunch of cyborgs programmed to fight people and get increasingly harder based on how tough you are.
I mean, that does sound like it's probably a lot of
Wait.
fun. Hold on.
Riza,
What is it?
what's at the end if you win?
I'm glad you asked. A hearty bowl of noodles.
Do you think you'll be hungry after you fight a bunch of people, Roku?
I mean, I work up an appetite, but you know what? Y'all don't need to worry about it because my date's...
Dates coming?
Yeah, I met somebody real sweet, and I'm about to just lay it on them. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
It's gonna be. I already know who it is. God damn it!
Oh, who is it gonna be?
It's gonna be Alkesha, isn't it?
Oh, Jesus, that would be an incident. I ain't trying to start that war, boy.
Yeah, that'll definitely start a war.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
He's just gonna like look at y'all and say like, all right, you know, you go ahead and do your old whatever, creepy crawlers ass like nerd Frankenstein shit. I'm gonna be outside, you know, seeing my date. You know, don't do anything weird and don't fucking jack my boy here. If I find him with a knife in him or some sort of weird shit, y'all are dead. Every single one of you. Kill every single one of you right now. He reaches into his pocket and takes out a mint and then puts it in his mouth. All right, I'll be right back. Don't fuck around. He actually frog jumps at Simone. He just frog jumps at you. What do you do?
She probably jumps back.
Yeah. With that reaction, he seems satisfied. He runs out, screaming to himself. Yeah. 7 nations.
I lean over to Triple Cross and ask, is he gonna be okay outside?
Jahseh looks over his shoulder and then turns away and says, yeah, probably, but whoever it is that he's going out there to beat the shit out of isn't going to be all right.
I thought it was a date.
Yeah, that's just him being cute. He's definitely looking for somebody to fight and probably talked enough shit that somebody came down.
Should we stop him? I don't want to start an international incident.
Yeah,
Nah,
I
he'll
don't know
be fine.
I was gonna say I don't know if there's a way to stop him once he starts.
Just let
Should
him work it
we-
out of his system. Don't bother, guys. Really.
He's like a little kid. You gotta let him tire themselves out by running around.
It's just some
No,
random
it's
person.
better than
Can't
running
force
around
him.
in here, which we promised not to do. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really for the best. My apologies if he accidentally kills whoever it is that was dumb enough to come down and fight us.
Might be a problem.
Maybe. We have
uh,
diplomatic immunity, so maybe it will.
we still shouldn't kill anyone.
Jahseh kind of shrugs. Kind of standard where I'm from. I mean,
It's a lot harsher on Earth, but don't you guys look out for each other? You don't just kill random people.
I don't. He does. Jahseh kind of like strokes his chin for a moment and says, "Here, hold on." Texts out his Moby and texts to Roku, and he talks out loud while he sends a text. The people inside have requested that you do not kill whoever it is that you're about to beat the shit out of. Please do not kill them as a personal favor to me because I am trying to do my research and it would make things difficult in these relations that we are trying to foster with the people of the moon. Thank you, Jahseh Triple Cross.
Aw, thank you, Jahseh.
His Moby rings, and then he answers it, yes. And then before he can even get through yes, they're screaming through the other side and loud music. All right.
Can we hear his car system from inside?
Yeah, you can hear it blasting. It's pretty loud. Jahseh's just nodding as this man screams at him over the phone, and then it hangs up abruptly. All right, well, he's not happy about that, but that's fine. That's not really doesn't really help our mission if he just goes around killing any dumbass who decides to come down here and throw hands, right?
Well, it's okay if they throw hands a little. Street stylers do that sometimes. Mostly dance-offs, though.
Yeah, but it's a little different with him,
Well, he does have a stand, which makes it a little unfair.
and he really doesn't mind using it on people who don't have one either. That fight will probably be over soon unless he's just feeling like he needs to work out some energy.
Okay, let's do this quickly so he doesn't get bored.
And bring on more people.
Yeah.
Good idea. Rizagiza will get you the single zombie that you were looking for. There is a clean room that you guys can use. This seems to be a room where they perform kind of like their medical procedures and research, and likely have done research on these zombies. It is laid out on the table. It is very similar to the electric death machines, the zombies that you guys have fought before, but it is wearing a robe, like a monkly robe. It is still. Sharp teeth have been removed from its mouth. They've been replaced with flat teeth. Claws have been blunted, and it's been given more like humanoid-looking hands. And a lot of more of its more dangerous-looking attachments have been kind of like either sanded down or just removed and replaced with smoother, rounded metal hands now in comparison to the other ones. They've given them hands. They look kind of like very simple prosthetics. Probably the only thing that they were able to get on short notice. It is lying there, kind of like still. Jahseh has his tools with him.
Don't cut into that. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna make a clone of this guy, and you can dissect that. It's not gonna be a perfect match, but you can basically just go nuts on it.
Oh, smart idea.
Wait, you can do that?
Yeah.
Huh.
Marisol has a butterfly land on the zombie, and a clone appears directly across from it.
Okay. The clone is warped. It has like part of its physiology kind of like in the wrong place. It looks like its ribs are a little twisted. It's like a little more bloated in the midsection than the other one, and his head is a little small. But it is a clone. Jahseh looks down at this and like examines the clone and then looks at the original. Huh. Interesting.
Have at it.
Interesting. He immediately goes to like kind of like do a preliminary examination on the clone.
Meanwhile, Marisol's gonna go to the real one and sort of like kind of like sense the flow in its chest. She's trying to see if there's like a glass case over the heart, like in the past.
Yes, there is. It does have the glass encased heart, as the others did. The clone also has a glass encased heart, but it's like malformed. It's kind of the glass is like weirdly shaped and even open in some places where it shouldn't be. For your purposes, because of Give me a Hammond. So there are certain things that are kind of fundamental about a human being and their existence and the flow of energy within them. When it comes to either this clone or the original, you can tell that the heart is some kind of anchor for these things. They have a soul, it is anchored to the heart. That is why it is kept in glass, and that is why it is this still thing that's inside of them. Jahseh, who is like very carefully opening up the chest of the clone, also gets to this heart. It's kind of like up. He just stares at it for a moment. What the hell? I've never seen something like this before.
Is that good news, bad news, no news?
It's an oddity, I guess you could call it. There's no reason to preserve the heart this way. In fact, when it comes to somebody that's this heavily modified, with the extent that they are and the undead nature, there's literally no need for this organ.
Why is it this way then?
If I had to guess, whoever made this is a big bastard.
I mean,
What?
that's a given.
Well, there's really no reason to have an organ like this preserved. The brain, maybe, but the heart is very weak organ in the body, technically. Replacing it with a mechanical valve or some kind of assembly would make the being stronger, able to perform better, make them less vulnerable. When they don't have to rely on the beating heart or have that vulnerability in their body, then they can fight at a higher level than other organisms. To keep the heart there is like what you would call sort of an eccentric move. When it comes to modification like this, even the Seven Nation Army would remove the heart of a lot of the people that were more extensively modified for their war form as it was.
That's interesting. So they're still there.
I mean,
What if
if you want to interpret it that way.
what if we tried to increase the signal of the heart? Like make it stronger?
Can we remove the case? Would that help?
Hard to say. In the body, if you'll notice, he like kind of like wedges the chest apart so they can. The actual surrounding chamber here where the heart has been placed is extremely harsh. A lot of pointed ends and, I mean, even like needle type attachments. I'm not sure what those are for. So the answer is probably that, and this is going to sound, I'm sure, ridiculous, but I think these units were designed to be destroyed. Well,
What?
enough pressure on the chest cavity would cause it to press against these spikes and wedges and shatter the case, likely killing the individual.
What the hell?
It's a very
Should-
strange thing.
Did they want them to self-destruct? Did they want us to fight them?
Whoever made these and sent these out after you and the rest of the people on the moon probably wanted you to kill them, or at the least destroy them by fighting them. Have any of these been DNA tested?
No.
Not unless they've done it here.
Didn't you say they had notes or something?
Yeah, they have notes on the studies they've done on them.
Is there any DNA testing on it?
They haven't done any DNA testing on them yet. No.
They're such machine heads. Okay, we should do that then. That's definitely important. If they wanted to hide it, it must be important.
I'm not sure exactly what you're gonna find when you DNA test these zombies, which I am loath to call them, but for these purposes I will. But I will say that it is likely, judging by the modification, the extent of technology, the type of technology, that this really reads as a knife party operation wherein they would use the, he kind of clears his throat, the local population.
But why preserve their heart?
Maybe
That's-
it's a stand thing. Maybe it can only control them when it has the heart is alive.
There is something, I'm not really sure if I should share it or not.
Ooh, what is it? What is it?
Yeah, by saying it, I've already kind of let the cat out of the bag, haven't I? There is one thing that this knife party was researching before they were destroyed. What is called a collective unconsciousness, or some sort of mass psychic phenomena.
Oh, like what happened to us?
Perhaps. I have heard of that event. They were looking into ways to turn chains of things like this into weapons that they could use collectively, like a mass or a hive. The goal was that they would be able to send in just a few of their troops, convert the local unwilling population into a mobile weaponry infantry combination hybrid,